My friend and I created an award-winning movie. It won Best Picture. He won Best Actor. I won Best Actress. And we both got brand new shiny IMDb credits out of it. And you want to know the crazy thing? We made it 100% on our iPhones, and I edited it in CapCut on this very computer. I never left my house. Well, I did for some of the B-roll. I'll show you that. I want to show you behind the scenes of how to do this because I believe very strongly that we as actors today don't have to wait for permission. We don't have to wait around for somebody to allow you to act, to cast you in anything. I want you and I to learn together to create it ourselves. This is episode 1. I'm calling it Don't Wait for Permission to Act. Create it yourself. Combined, you and I have spent years and years waiting for permission, waiting to be cast, waiting for someone to see us, waiting for the right audition, the right agent, the right moment, the right whatever. You fill in the blank. What is it that keeps stopping you in your tracks? So on this channel, you and I are going to create it ourselves. Short films, acting scenes, content for our reels, real work with real credits. That movie is on IMDb right now. We didn't have any money, no studio, no budget, no nothing, no permission required, except the heart to create something. Today's episode is proof of concept of this series. Let me show you how we actually did it. Okay, here's the backstory, the who, where, what. So my friend Andrew and I, hi Andrew, we are friends from the Hollywood Winter Circle, but we also met up at my coach Amy Linden's in-person event that she was having in Burbank. It's the very first time that I ever met him in person. And he had just done this character that he already knew like the back of his hand. And I was invited by Amy to do a character at this event that really resonated with me and brought out the mom side of me, the strong, I'll do anything for my kid mom side of me. And we were talking, we're like, oh, the film festival's coming up soon for HWC. I really wish we had a film to do. And we talked about it and we said, oh, let's see if we can get a film together. Do you think you can come out to LA and shoot with me? And I thought, yeah, I only live 2.5 hours away. But life gets crazy, life gets busy, right? So here we are, instant messaging each other. You can Zoom, right? You can do the FaceTime, right? All the things. You can do the little movie thing they have on Instant Messenger, whatever that's called. That's how fancy I am. I don't even know what it's called. So I don't even think we did that. Maybe we talked once on Zoom, but the rest of it was just email, text, messenger. And I had this aha moment. I think it was me, Andrew. Correct me if it wasn't. I thought, well, why don't we take the character that you already know, that you just played, and the character that I already know, that I just played, and let's put them together. What kind of storyline would this create? And that was the birth of the kernel of the story. So he's also a writer. I improvise with my students and I write stories around them, but to be honest, I write like a run-on sentence. So he wrote the initial script and we read it out loud individually. I shot some test shots on my phone. He shot some test shots on his phone. He has this great backyard at his parents' house. I'll show you that. It came in handy for the really creepy stuff. I live out where there's a 1/2 acre of big land in my backyard. So that's my stuff. Some of my B-roll that I'll show you is literally my backyard. My daughter has a toy house in the backyard. I used the actual toy house. I went inside it. It's built like a tiny house, a real house. And so I went out and I shot some of the things in there. And then I put a green screen right in front of this window. So a lot of my things are on the green screen. And I really challenge you to bring your A game because I shot and reshot some of my stuff and I didn't like it, so I did it again. So you know when you and your actor friends say, oh, we're going to do that when we get together, but you never have time? Well, we didn't let that stop me. I had Rex and Bella right here with me. I think Bella ended up in part of it. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I might have cut that. She might have ended up on the cutting room floor. But here's the thing. We're not 22-year-old film students. We don't have just a life where we have nothing else to do. I have a job. He has a couple jobs. I'm 60. I have a day job. I have a daughter. I have both my dogs. His life is full. I believe he shared that he takes care of his aging parents in a comment here. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have time, I don't have equipment, and I don't have a co-star nearby, I hear you, friends. That's what this episode is going to answer. Every single one of those excuses, because those are usually my excuses too. But I just told you a bunch of ways that we worked through that. So let me walk you through this. I'm going to show you the actual raw footage, the stuff nobody sees, and I'll tell you exactly what we're doing and why. Now look at this. This is my space in this room. Not a fancy studio, not a set. My room, my phone, my box light, which I'll link below in case you want one. Quite honestly, it changed everything for me. It like brings the room to life, and it's very inexpensive on Amazon. So here's what I want you to understand. All you have to do is shoot in cinematic mode. I didn't even know that before we did this. And then the phone did the cinematography for me. I have it on a tripod. I shot in cinematic mode. That blurs out the background a little bit, and poof. And if it's quality storytelling, that's what matters. Okay, so here you're seeing me record my side, and here's what's wild. He inserted me into his side, like looking in the correct direction. And then on one take, I think one of us was looking in the wrong direction, so I just flipped it. But then I had to remember to flip it the entire time. And we had no idea how it was going to cut together. That's what it takes. It takes trust to do this. It takes a clear vision of the scene. So actors, this is the work. This is what we do in self-tapes every day. We hold the scene ourselves. We're acting opposite a little camera. We're sending in our self-tapes. Even when you get cast sometimes, you act opposite the star, and then they put a stand in there, or there's nobody there to shoot your close-up. We do that all the time. So why not do it for yourself in professional footage that can go on Actors Access, or even better, also submit it to film festivals. We submitted it on Film Freeway to many festivals, in addition to the one that prompted us to make it in the first place. So this is the part I love. You and I text our friends, we FaceTime, we do it every day, right? That's how we made a movie. We talked through the script, we talked through the blocking, we sent one another our takes, we said, try this, try that. What if it was more like this? Just like any director would say to an actor. In fact, we don't even know still to this day. I don't know if at the end of this little movie, I'll give you a spoiler alert. I don't know if my daughter came back to life or if I ended up on the other side. I did know it needed to be echoey. And you know what all this YouTubing has taught me? It's taught me some, beginning, intermediate level editing skills, enough to do all of this, and some special effects. I think I used Dream Face in order to pull myself into the piece of paper. And that's the one special effect I love the most. And then I end up in his world. And then what do? You sort of pivot if it doesn't come out completely as you're planning, because there was this wonky green around me, and I was like, oh, I'm not good enough at this yet to completely edit out the green. So that's why I decided to add that little shimmery thing that you see, but it totally works because I'm in his world. Okay, quick pause. If you've learned even one thing, or if you want to learn how to do this yourself, hit the subscribe button and make sure the notifications are on, because this is going to be an ongoing series. Every time I create something, probably with my friend Andrew, or I also have many other friends who I'm going to pull in as my co-stars. They just don't know it yet. I'm going to show you behind the scenes exactly how we did it. And then the finished versions will be on my other channel, Dawnnie Mercado _actor. I'll link it. There'll probably be a little link that pops up right here. Because we're also YouTubing, right? We're also creating series, bingeable series. So I have found that if I post both on the same channel, the algorithm gets all confused. So this is where you're going to learn the how-tos. And over there on Dawnnie Mercado Actor is where you're going to see the finished products. So make sure you subscribe to both. In fact, I'm going to link the very movie that I'm talking about right now at the end of this video. Okay, so I already said this, but I want to repoint out. Is that a word, repoint out? I'm not a professional editor. I just know how to make the computer do what I need it to do. But you know what that means? It means that I edited this film on this computer with zero money spent. So if you're thinking you don't have money to hire an editor, you don't have to. CapCut is so easy. I'll link it if you've never tried it. I have another channel that teaches you how to do all the YouTube techie stuff, and editing is one of them. It's called Creator Tips with Dawnnie, and it's linked on this very channel, and I'll also link it right here. Okay, so now I'm showing you the timeline. Do you see all these tiny clips? Do you see how it was possible to layer me right next to him? It's all about me being on the green screen and popping into his world, which was shot real. He didn't use a green screen. He went into his parents' backyard. So it was easier that way because his is the land that's true, and I'm the one that pops into it, which completely ended up part of the story. That's why I needed to be sucked into that piece of paper and come out on the other side. So here's one thing for sure I noticed during the editing process. I already told you that I did my scenes more than once. This process makes you a better actor because you're learning how to create scenes acting opposite no one, which is exactly what we need to do for self-taping. It's giving you that feeling of, I did that. And it's something useful, castable type for you right now that goes on your Actors Access, and it's a new IMDb credit. But I challenge you, and I think I said this before, but really, I would watch a take, and then when I got it all edited together, I was like, oh, no. My arc was not fluid. It was like, because I was trying to use different takes from, like, I was trying to use the first shot from one run and the next line from a different run. That's tricky. I'm not that great at the editing yet. Continuity, okay? So what I did is I just was like, I'm going to do this like a real audition. Dawnnie, you're auditioning for this movie. It's my movie. I'm just going to pull out all the stops. I won't make myself do this more than a couple more times, because if you're crying and letting it all out, it gets kind of, tiring after a while. So I did one fluid take. That's the one that's in there. Okay, so here's where you need to allow your movie to be fluid. Some parts took on a life of its own. It was all edited, we were all ready to submit, and I read the fine print, and I think it had to be at least 5 minutes. And ours was like 3.5 minutes. I thought, oh my God, what do I do? Oh, right, Bella is in this movie, because then I decided to take her to the park and talk about the life before, the flashback that happens all the time in movies. So the real story that we intended on shooting, that my friend Andrew wrote, we did shoot that, really begins at the part where I go into his world and I meet him. But what about the before? So we needed another 1.5 or 2 minutes. Took my dog to the park, found a real picture of my kid that was there, talked to her. We took her to the park, imagined that it was empty because all the children are missing. I mean, that's the whole point. I won't, spoiler alert, you have to watch it. It's the end. I don't know what happened to my daughter. That's when it took a life of its own. That and the fact that I don't know still if I went to her world or if she came back to life. You watch it and then come back and tell me what you think. I need to give a little shout out to the Hollywood Winner Circle. The whole reason I even know Andrew in the first place. The whole reason I felt like, yes, I am allowed to create my own short film. They have a short film festival every year, numerous actually, and I had been putting it off and I hadn't ever done one. This is the first time I did it and we won. I'm so freaking proud of that. Membership in the Hollywood Winner Circle is hands down one of the best things I've ever done since I came back to acting later in life. I'll link a webinar that you can attend with my mentor, Wendy Elaine Wright, and also my other link to see like how much it costs right now and all those things. If you want me to see if I can get an affiliate discount, because I'm not only a lifetime member, I'm also an affiliate, DM me, because sometimes I'm able to get a discount depending on the time of year you're watching this. I would love to see you on the inside. All right, back to what I was talking about. Okay, you and I have gone behind the scenes together, and I want to pull out what I think are the main takeaways for not just you, but for me, because I'm going to do this repeatedly. Number one, the equipment is not the barrier. Your phone is a film camera. We just proved it. Number 2, you don't need to even be in the same room. I live 2.5 hours from where he lives. I wanted to go there, but it snowed. I couldn't. Mama doesn't drive in the snow. Collaboration is possible remotely. You know how to FaceTime? Use it. Number 3, the self-tape skills you've been building, those are filmmaking skills. You already know how to hold a performance without a scene partner in the room. That's the whole job. And number 4, this is the big one, credits are not just given out. They're also created by you and I. I got 3 new credits last year from my film and 2 that I was in of my friends. You don't have to wait for a casting director to give you an opportunity to be on screen. You can create the opportunity yourself. And when you do, you get the experience and you get the real material and a shiny IMDb credit to boot. So that's what this series is about. Every episode, we're going to do this together in some form. Sometimes it'll be me and a friend. Sometimes it'll be a scene I'm building to put on my Actors Access. But every time I'm going to bring you behind the scenes and show you exactly how it works. Hold, please. Now, don't forget, I've invited my other channel as a collaborator, so it's easy to find. This is being aired on Actor Vlogs with Dawnnie Mercado. The collaborator is Dawnnie Mercado _actor. If you don't know what that means, you see the little circles there? Just make sure you're subscribed to both. I'm Dawnnie Mercado. I have an MFA in acting from NYU. I've been teaching acting to kids and teens for over 30 years. Thank you for joining me here. I just turned 60. So I am done waiting for permission to create, and I hope you are too. I'm Dawnnie Mercado, and I'll see you in the next vlog.